BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF is just the beginning, and Larry Fink laid out his plan quite publicly on television. There's a very interesting interview made with Fox News that we're gonna watch. What I find surprising is that a lot of news outlets didn't catch that plan. They just talked about Bitcoin and how it's becoming an international asset. But actually, Larry Fink's plans are way larger than this. Now let's watch a few minutes of that interview together. Let's see if you can catch what I mean.
Fox Business exclusive is BlackRock's chairman and CEO, Larry Fink, along with Charlie Gasparino. Great to have you, Larry.
Liz, Charlie, it's good to be here on a summer day.
Yeah, and we're cool in here.
We are.
Larry, I know that per SEC regulations, you cannot get into specifics. But as you look at all of your track records when it comes to iShares and approvals, how do these things work out? How long does it take? And what do you think odds are of any of your ETFs that you float getting accepted?
Well, we try to do what's right for the long-term investor, and I think we have a good track record working with our regulators and trying to making sure we're thinking about all the issues around any filing. And so I can't get into the specifics of this filing, but I think the chart speaks quite well. We work really closely with our regulators, and we want to hear from the regulators what are their issues and how can we fix those issues around that. So we hope that, like in the past, we could be working with our regulators and get the filing approved one day. And I have no idea what that one day will be, but and so we'll see how that all plays out. Specifically on Bitcoin, as I've said in the past, we're a believer in digitization of products. ETFs was a big revolution for the mutual fund industry, and it's really taking over the mutual fund industry. And we do believe that if we can create more tokenization of assets and securities, and that's what Bitcoin is, it could revolutionize again finance. And so we look at this as an opportunity to move one step further in terms of providing investors fractions of shares, fractions of this, democratizing the cost of investing. Over the last 10 years, we've lowered the cost of iShares ETFs by 30%. So what we're trying to do is make it more accessible and more easy. The attempt in terms of what we're trying to do with crypto is make it more democratized with all of crypto and making it much cheaper for investors. Right now, the bid-ask spread for crypto is very expensive. It does erode a lot of the returns that you speak about because it costs a lot of money right now to transact Bitcoin, and it costs a lot of money to get out of that. And so we hope our regulators look at these filings as a way to democratize crypto, and we'll see in the future how that plays out.
You were never a crypto skeptic like Buffett. I mean, Buffett and Charlie Munger come out and they say all this bad stuff about it. But you were kind of skeptical.
Yeah, I was skeptical because the early users it was heavily used for, let's say, illicit activities. And I think as it became more accessible, and also I do believe the role of crypto is it's digitizing gold in many ways. Instead of investing in gold as a hedge against inflation, a hedge against the onerous problems of any one country, or the devaluation of your currency, whatever country you're in. Let's be clear. Bitcoin is an international asset. It's not based on any one currency. And so it can represent an asset that people can play as an alternative. I would call the foundation of BlackRock is about hope. You invest for retirement because you believe tomorrow is better than today.
Right, but hasn't the technology sort of diverged from the value of the digital coins? I mean, I don't know a lot of people who use the blockchain. That's the Bitcoin technology to transact. I know a lot of people who hold Bitcoin. You don't hold Bitcoin, right?
I don't own anything other than mutual funds and
BlackRock,
BlackRock shares.
Okay, but you see what I'm saying? There's been advancement. There's a utility, it seems, out of nowhere about this digital coin. I don't see the utility in the underlying technology. And isn't that bad?
Well, no, I actually believe the underlying technology is fantastic because the blockchain will help you accelerate the processes of transactions. The blockchain will help you identify. I mean, let's be clear. If you have a pure blockchain and you have knowledge of who the buyers and sellers are, we could then, we don't need custodians anymore. Okay. We don't need, the whole process of finance. Some of the intermediaries are broken down. And so this is why we're all studying.
There, but we're not there.
We're not close to there.
But
it's an advancement of technology. I mean, it's no different than the spirit around AI and what AI can do.
So what was your main takeaway from this interview? Was it really calling Bitcoin an international asset, which Larry Fink obviously did? What I mainly got out of this interview is that Larry Fink, that BlackRock, have the plan to digitize, to tokenize products. He was very general with that term, products, right? It could be anything. Stock, property, gold. There are already gold-backed tokens, right? That's PAXG, issued by New York-based Paxos. He's talking about this in a similar technology step manner, from regular funds to exchange-traded funds to then maybe in the future tokenized funds. So this is much bigger than bringing Bitcoin to an ETF. This is the exact opposite, bringing the things that are currently in ETFs to tokens. So I think it's not unlikely that this will be one of many steps going forward. Maybe there will be tokens issued directly by BlackRock, and those tokens might be backed by real-world assets. If that's really the future, then a lot of money will pour into blockchain technology, and a lot of money will also end up in Bitcoin, right? If you are used to buying your funds on the blockchain and more people interact with the technology, then it's only logical that Bitcoin adoption will grow as well. And in the end, this is likely going to be good for the US as well, right? If you can buy Google stock, if you can buy Apple stock, if you can buy maybe just a broad index, QQQ, and you can do this without a brokerage account. You can simply just do this as the average unbanked citizen in a developing country. Then all of the people that currently don't have brokerage accounts suddenly can participate. That's likely what Larry Fink means here by democratizing access to investments. Let's see how this continues to play out. We follow the news closely, so feel free to join us on Telegram as well. You can search for Bitcoin Strategy Channel within the Telegram app, or you can click the link down below. Looking forward to chatting with you. Bye-bye.